Hey, my name is Sean, and when you're done watching this video, I want you to go on the phone and call Governor Jerry Brown of California and tell him to pass SB48. You're probably asking me, what is SB48? SB48 is one of the most important bills that we can pass to advance LGBT equality in the state and set an example for the rest of our country. What SB48 does is make sure that we accurately portray the LGBT community in our classrooms in social studies classes. Can you imagine what it's like to grow up as an LGBT kid in California, not knowing exactly what your history is, not knowing exactly who you are, if it's okay to be who you are, if there's anybody else that's like who you are? I know what it's like to grow up as a Californian and as a gay kid. It was the early 1990s. I didn't know anybody else who was gay. I didn't know anybody else out there. I didn't know anything about my history. And by that time, when it got to 1993, we already had the Stonewall riots. We had the 1970s, with San Francisco being this epicenter of amazing gay culture. We had the amazing hero and leader of Harvey Milk. And then we also had the 1980s, which brought in probably the darkest point of our history in gay America, the AIDS crisis, which led up to 1993 when I came out. If that was taught in my high school, if I learned about the Stonewall riots, if I learned about the amazing things happening in San Francisco in the 1970s, and Harvey Milk, and the AIDS crisis as well, I think it would have made a difference in my life. And I think that if we were teaching gay culture and gay history in social studies classes all throughout California, all the LGBT kids going to schools right now are going to be impacted in the most positive, freeing, hopeful way you can ever imagine. And isn't that the mantra of Harvey Milk? Spreading hope, giving our kids hope. You gotta give them hope. That's why SB48 has to pass. It is critical that once you're done watching this video, or just do it right now, make a phone call to Governor Jerry Brown. The number is on the screen right below here. Now some of you might think, well, why are we doing this? Isn't the other side arguing that we're trying to indoctrinate the children with a radical homosexual liberal agenda? No. What this bill does actually is make sure that LGBT people are treated with dignity and fairness and respect. And that is extremely important considering what recently happened in California back in September 2010 in the little town of Chapin, California. Unfortunately, a 13-year-old boy named Seth Walsh took his life after being teased, taunted, bullied, recklessly, mercilessly by all these homophobic kids out there in his school, treating him differently because of his perceived sexual orientation or actual sexual orientation, because he's different. And why is this happening? Well, really you can boil it down to a couple of things. Ignorance, fear, prejudice, discrimination, hatred. And those are things that were born inside of us. Those are things that we learn. We learn to take a look at a group of people who are no different than us except for maybe one little thing that we can't change, whether it's height or eye color, or who we are attracted to and who we love, or what gender we are. And you look at that group and you say, you know what, that group is not good. Let's go ahead and treat them differently. Well, you're not exactly born into this world treating this group differently. You have to learn it. You're actually taught this kind of hatred. And the way to combat this hate and ignorance is understanding and knowledge. Hence, that's why we have to pass SB48. Make a call to Governor Jerry Brown and tell him to pass this bill, and pass it for so many different reasons. So you'd think this would be a no-brainer that this bill would pass. Well, it passed the Assembly, it passed the Senate with really good majorities, and now it's on Governor Jerry Brown's desk for his signature. Only that it's been on his desk for a number of days now, and there's only about 5 or 6 more days left before the window of opportunity passes for him to sign the bill. Remarkably, we don't know what he thinks about this bill. We don't know if he's going to sign it or not sign it. And since a number of days have passed, the other side, those who are homophobic bigots that are out there, they are swarming Jerry Brown's number right now and telling him to veto the bill. And they're also swarming his Facebook profile wall, or his Facebook page wall, with tons and tons of people saying, don't pass SB48, veto SB48 for various different reasons. In fact, I went onto the Facebook page of Jerry Brown and I took a look at all the different comments, and people were saying, you know, don't pass this bill. You know, we have way too many things to take care of. We got to protect the children. We got to take care of our families. You know, we shouldn't be distracted from this whole kind of distraction that's out there. And I'm thinking, I'm not a distraction. I'm a human being. I'm not a political issue. I'm a human being. I'm not whatever you want to call this, whatever you want to make this out to be. Look at me. I am a human being. I'm gay, I'm a Californian, and I deserve to be treated as a Californian, and that's why SB48 needs to pass. Alright, this video is about to end. Make the call.